host your worst online summit ever? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I meant best? No, no. Your worst. Because the best, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I'm Bradley Charbonneau, and welcome to the Every Single Day Summit. Now, today we're going to talk about hosting your worst event. Potentially later, I'm going to talk about writing your worst book. I'm going to talk about getting over yourself, getting past that stagnation phase where you don't do anything. Because this summit, which begins today, Sunday, January 17th, 2021, is actually my best summit yet. Yeah, it's also my first summit. But see, it's better than the one I did not do last summer. It's also better than the one I did not do last fall. So, can you count those? No. So, it's still the worst summit I have ever organized. And how do I dare say that? Because each one will be better after this. Most probably, right? This is my first attempt, but you know what? It's going to get better. I'm going to learn. It's going to be more people. It's going to trigger other instances, other occurrences. I talked with Corey this week. I'm going to have Corey in one of my other courses to talk about how stand up comedy and improv comedy can help writer's block for writers. I just got off with Susan, who took a 12-cent candle and improved my day. I mean, how bad can it get? But this is still the worst one I'm ever going to do. And why? Because I'm doing it. I'm taking the action. I sent out an email last week. Hey, we're going to do this. It's going to be the 17th. I need to talk with you this week if you want to be on. Guess what? People said, oh, Bradley needs to talk to me before Friday. I guess I better book a spot. Imagine how that happened. Imagine if my question had been, hey, Susan, do you want to be on this summit that may or may not take place at some time in the future on a vague topic that I might change? I mean, not only who is going to answer that in the affirmative, but who's going to show up to that summit? Where this is the Every Single Day Summit. This summit is about starting off the new year. Fresh you, fresh world, fresh helicopters in the distance. I don't know if you can hear those. And daring to take that first step. Daring to make your first summit. And daring to fail. Because guess what? Guess what's going to happen in that summit on February 17th? It's going to be better than this one. And guess what? This one was better than that last one. Oops, I forgot. I never did that one. So make it last minute. Tell people about it. Forget to tell them. Be disorganized. But you know what? Do it. Make the thing happen. It's 2021. It can't be as bad as 2020. It's almost guaranteed. So, what are you going to do to start your worst project this year? Your worst summit, conference, event, product, service, helicopter rotary blades to make them even noisier. What could you possibly do that you can do a terrible job with? I mean, I can't even say this without laughing. Think about that project. I have a talk later in this summit about how to write your worst book ever, which is a honest to goodness workshop I'm going to hold, I think in February. 10 days where we're going to get you from idea, ideally a terrible one, to a book, like book, done, right? Imagine that. Because then guess what? You're through that wall. You've busted down the doors. You've broken the dam. The floodgates are open, and now you know the path. Now you know the way. And your second one is going to be so much better than that first one, especially when we consciously make that first one terrible. So maybe I should do really bad graphics. And oh, you know what? I have helicopters in the background. I was going to say I could do bad audio. I already have bad audio, because that's okay, because this is the worst summit of mine ever. Is it the worst summit of all time? No. You know whose summit is better than? The one who didn't do it. Oh, come on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Show me the summit that you didn't do that's better than this summit. Yet, my summit is still the worst I will ever do because I will only continue to get better. And this is step one. It's January, it's 2021. Things are looking up. No, really, they are. Hey, look, Pepper's happy. I mean, there are mice, there are frogs. Life is good. Life is good. And if this is the worst it's going to get, just think how much better it's going to be. But you've got to take that first step. Welcome to the Every Single Day Summit 2021. This could be an annual thing. Let's start off the year with the Every Single Day habit, maybe a ritual from Susan DeFriend. But let's start it off by taking action. If you bomb, if you fail, if it's a total nightmare, oh well, and you do it again. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that can happen is that this is the worst summit I ever do. No, you know what? The worst that can happen is this is the only summit I ever do. And think about that. If this is the worst one, do you think I'm going to make a little more effort on the next one? You think I'm going to learn from this one and make the next one better? Guaranteed. That's the same thing with your book, your project, your next job, your next husband. Probably shouldn't do like the worst husband you've ever had, although it could work. I need to work on that one. Okay, the ideas are clearly descending quickly. Before like the helicopters land here and I can't hear anything, I'm Bradley Charbonneau. This is the Every Single Day Summit. And welcome, enjoy, because guess what? From here on out, it's only going to get better. Thanks for watching. Enjoy. What was that all about? Like a salute snap.